Hello there. A Donger deck discussion with Sith Holocron from the Dongers of Runeterra. Hope you're keeping all very, very well. So we're now rapidly going through January. This should probably come out in the 22nd. That'll be quite good. So meme decks. What are meme decks? Well, meme decks are something where you take an idea and you decide that could be really good, but 95% of the time when you try and make a deck as a meme, then the meme is on you because it's not actually that bloody good. However, there are a few cards in patch 116 that have made meme decks slightly better. And those two cards are in these decks. So let me go and show you the deck that I've called All the Barrels. All the Barrels, me hearties. Because, gee, it's a bloody Bilgewater deck. And it is taking its whole thing from many Bilgewater, Gangplank, Twisted Fate kind of things. Is it a meme deck? Yes, I think it is. But let's just go and have a look at the meme deck. So there we go. All the Barrels. 12 spells. That's about as low as I want to go here. But I do want an awful lot of units. So 28 is pretty good. No landmarks in this particular thing. And 6 champions. And the 6 champions are side by side. And perfectly mana efficient because you play on form, playing 5 and off you go. So what does Twisted Fate do? Well, he gets a play thing that you get to choose a Destiny card, not a Star Wars Destiny card. You get to pick one of these. Gold card, deal 2 and stun the strongest enemy. A red card, deal 1 and the enemy nexus, or refill a spell mana and draw a card. He levels up once you've seen or drawn 8 cards. That's pretty easy to do. And Gangplank, well, when you're summoned, he comes as a 5/5 overwhelm with the powder keg. And that's the powder keg. So all your spells and skills deal 1 extra damage, and it destroys as soon as you put a spell down or a skill down that uses other things of damage. And once you've damaged the enemy nexus in 5 different rounds, he levels and becomes this monstrous thing that actually deals 1 to all enemies and the enemy nexus and becomes a 6/6, which is excellent. So how do we do this? So like all Twisted Fate decks, he probably will never level, but he will take something off the board. He can stun things, he can do things. He's a very, very good mid-game thing, and Gangplank is how you actually win the game. But we have so many tricks and pulls and memes in this deck. Well, let us just show you just how bonkers it is. We're actually going to do something I've never done, and I'm going to start at the highest. So we have got, you know, if I go in here, look at all this. There's 9s and 8s and 7s, and nobody in the 6s, and then all these 5s, 4s, and 3s, and 2s, and 0s, and it's all fantastic. So we're going to start with the Dreadway. Now, the Dreadway is a ship a bit like the Leviathan. It's fearsome. It has a 4/8 stat line, and it costs 9. You double, however, for those awful stats, all damage dealt by your skills, your spells, and allies. Now imagine having like another 2 barrels. Let's be very minimalistic. Normally for this deck I'm getting 3 or 4. You'll find out how real soon. And then you actually draw a Gangplank. So this is exactly like the Leviathan. You get to draw a Swain. This you get to draw a Gangplank. That's pretty decent. And we are running 2 of the Dreadways. And we are only running 5 Demacia cards. And we're running 3 of these because I want things to stay alive, like Gangplank. And more specifically, really want the Dreadway to stay alive. Or even more specifically, Riptide Text. Or even more specifically again, this one. So let me go through why we're using 3 of these. Well, essentially, if you've been using Tarek and you've leveled Tarek, when you throw him out after he's leveled, they not only all get tough, they now pretty much get Unyielding Spirit, and they can't be touched at all. They can't take damage or die. They are invincible for the round. That is phenomenally bad. However, Unyielding Spirit is actually, you can't be killed at all. You are now zombied. You are fantastico. That's then for the rest of the game, unless you can do something like a dragon kick, because vengeance won't kill it. Nothing kills it. The only thing that can actually kill it is a dragon kick will kill it, and a will of Ione will kill it. Which all these things, it kind of makes me wonder why Ione isn't like easily the best region, but it's actually one of the worst. Anyway, 3 of these to keep all your big things from Gangplank up alive. So the Dreadway is a 4-8. Fantastic. We're only running 2 of because we're running 3 Unyielding Spirits. Riptide Rex is now down to 6 from 7. Cannon barrages dealing 2 and then 1 and to the Nexus and all that sort of stuff. Again, 2 of because we have 3 Unyielding Spirits. Smooth Soloist. Oh my god, this card is probably the most fun plunder thing you will ever play ever. Groovy looking cap. It's elusive. If you have managed to deal damage to the Nexus in the round that you have got the 7 to drop this down, the plunder effect is one of the strongest in Runeterra. You reduced of the cost of allies in your hand and deck by 2. That's absolutely fantastic. Because all your cheaper units are now going to be even more cheaper. Monkey Idol is a 1. Zap Sprayfin is a 2. Yordle Grifter as a 2. That's now free. That's free, but we'll get back to them in a second. Smooth Soloist is not a win condition, but my god, does it help your mana curve. You have got so much more extra mana to be able to do other things and just seriously destroy stuff. Don't forget that you've probably already played Twisted Fate and or Gangplank beforehand, and Overwhelm through Gangplank will automatically, unless they've got like 5 or 6 health to block with, you are doing the damage. And then if you've got Smooth Soloist and it's round 7 or later, drop down Smooth Soloist and watch your entire deck just become cheap. Then it's so cheap. It's so cheap, which kind of allows you to kind of spend the 8 on Unyielding Spirit, which is the main part of the deck. So Gangplank's going to do a lot of work. Twisted Fate is going to do a lot of work. Again, if you were to drop this down, say you have Twisted Fate down there, he's just good for starting stuff. But Gangplank is really, really good for hitting the Nexus, as is Zap Sprayfin. And an awful lot of people are now starting to realize how to play this guy perfectly. When you're summoned, draw a spell that costs 3 or less from your deck. So people are putting Zap into decks that they want to get like go hard from, and they're only running 1 spell that costs 3 or less from your deck, so you were automatically getting go hard. That's fantastic. Very, very clever indeed. Just a cool little card. Now, bearing in mind that the only other card that we have in here from Demacia is Sharpside. This card will 9 times out of 10 hit its allegiance. So we get to nab 1, which is taking 1 from the bottom of their deck, which is what this is. It's a non-champion card from the bottom of the enemy deck and create a warning shot in hand. And warning shot is free. It's a burst speed and you deal 1 to the enemy Nexus. Fantastic. Again, if you have a Smooth Soloist. So you keep that until you can hit it out. You know, it's also very good for triggering off Riptide Rex because he requires a plunder as well. An awful lot of this is plunder. And it's cool. I think it's excellent. So Sprayfin, brilliant. Again, elusive, a 2-2. Yes, he can be mystic shotted and lots of easy ways to do 2 damage in the game, but fantastic. But Grifter being a 3-3, kind of decent, really will hold himself probably for a couple of rounds up there. We've spoken about Twisted Fate. Don't forget that when he levels, he's doing all his blue and the yellow and the red for every card that you play. That is a fantastic thing that you do. So anytime you play a card, whether it's a champion, whether it's a spell, it doesn't matter. He's then doing all his lovely tricks, Mr. Fate. And here's the way that we are going to make sure we get an awful lot of plunder. Welcome to the Monkey Idol. BBG had this amazing casino thing, and so did well, quite a few of the big streamers like Mogwai and stuff like that. Round start, you deal 2 to me and summon a Powder Monkey. The Powder Monkey will then explode after being a 2-1 because it's ephemeral, but when it explodes, it deals 1 to the enemy Nexus. We are running 3 of these because why the hell would you not? That would just be completely barmy not running 3 of these. And then we're getting right up into the chop things. So at 3, that's really good. If you've got Soloist ID, now costs 1. That's just ridiculous. Make it rain. I'm only going to run 2 of these. Come on, it's a meme deck. We should be making 3 of these and 3 sharp sides, but I wanted the allegiance to be no more than 5 cards, so sharp side is only going to be a 2. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. So Make It Rain, deal 1 3 times amongst different randomly targeted enemies and the Nexus, which is, you know, kind of decent. That is kind of decent. New card. Slow Speed. Costs 3. Deal 1 to a unit. Okay, that's awful. And then summon powder kegs equal to the amount of damage dealt. Ooh. Now, that's interesting. This is super interesting. So you deal 1 to a unit and then summon powder kegs equal to the amount of damage dealt. And this is the meme. If you have 3 out, you will not be dealing 1, you'll be doing 3, and you will get your powder kegs back. Therefore, you're given an enormous sense of keg well-being, so that when you do Make It Rain, you know, and you have a keg out, then it'll do whatever the kegs go. But Boom Ship brings them all back, and I think that's just fantastic. Not to the level that it needs to be a 3 of, but it is fantastic nonetheless. Sharp side, brilliant. It's too good not to be using. An allied 2/2, and you can block elusive units for this. So goodbye Zoe, goodbye Timo, goodbye Soloist, goodbye Zap, goodbye anything that's really big. Any of the Celestial stuff, you can still block it now. It's seriously good. But this deck is all about the barrels, right? All about the barrels. So what better than get more powder kegs than run 3 Dreadway deckhands? That's pretty fantastic. Black Market Merchant, when you draw an enemy card, reduce its cost by 1. If you plunder, then you get the nab one, which is fantastic. So you're getting cards from them. There's a lot of nabbing going on in this deck. Another elusive Fearsome. Now, this is what you want in round 1. I'm going to tell you pretty much what you want in your opening hand. After I've gone through this. 1/1, Fearless, can't be stopped, elusive, can't be stopped, brilliant. It's only doing 1, but it will chip away and chip away and chip away and keep doing damage each time it goes out unless it's killed. And then 3 warning shots to deal 1 to the enemy Nexus. Again, brilliant triggers for Black Market Merchant. Fantastic. Great triggers for Smooth Soloist, Riptide Rex. All of these things are all fantastic. You know, Dreadway still has Fearsome. So unless you've got a unit at 3 or 1, and there's so many of the decks at the minute are running only 2s and 3s, even by round 9, because, you know, we all have characters that die. They're not going to do very much. If it's Fearsome, it's still killing like all of these 3/2s. And these are champions. Yes, I can block, but I'm dead. Yes, I can block, I'm dead. 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 Can't block, can't block, can't block. Still alive, but only just. Dreadway really good. So this is my Old Barrels meme deck. It's fun. It's tier 3. But it's fun. And now that we can all play each other in friendly things and do all the sort of stuff and team up with other people in labs, this deck is hilarious. So take the Deckcode. Deckcode will be hashtagged in the comments so you can take it on your mobile and enjoy playing the game, because sometimes it's just better playing games for fun than trying to min-max and win every single game. Play against the normals. Play against your friends. And this one, yeah, that'll take a few people by surprise. My name's Seth Holocron. Thank you very much for watching this Donger deck discussion. Until the next one, Dongers out.